Coffee cold, mine's woke. 2 mics, 1 code. Yeah. Scrolling through the chaos, headlines loud, hearts numb. Then I hear that drip talk, cutting through the hum. Gem with the side eye, Truth Dane with the data in his cup. They don't just gas up dreams, they show you how to level up. Oh, from the hustle to the headlines, from the culture to the grind. Every angle, every timeline, they lace and never waste your time. Welcome to the Daily Drip. Let it run, let it run, let it hit. Oh, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Oh, yeah. They make it make sense. Yo, thumb tied from the doom feed, faith in rent thick algorithm playing mind games, selling you the same quick fix. Then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips. Union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick. Left lane, right lane, truth rise in the same frame. If it's cap, they call names. If it's facts, they fan flames. Oh yeah. Welcome to the Daily Drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Yeah, they make it make sense. Yeah. From your psychic to your 9 to 5, from the group chat to the bottom line. They're the late night guide through the glitch and grind. If you listen close, you gon' change your life. Change your life. Welcome to the Daily Drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Hey, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Our daily drip, they make it make sense.
Hey y'all, welcome. It's our Daily Drip Show. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, in the building. Happy y'all came to drip with us tonight. We have a great show for you. I am feeling a little under the weather, so I apologize if I sound a little more current, the frog than needed. But happy y'all gonna talk that drip with us along with me. I should probably bring my butt to the screen. Should probably come up there. But along with me is my brother, my co-host, Plain Dane.
What up, world? What up? Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for coming through and dripping with us one more again on this lovely and very interesting weekend that we're going into. The world is on fire, but we still keeping it cool with dripping this information. As you know, my lovely co-host, under the weather, but always together. You understand me?
Oh, the shade. Before y'all do anything, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you're not subscribed, do so. And you know, if you're a little bit skeptical, just hang around a little bit, because eventually by y'all getting through some more of this, y'all be subscribers soon enough. Make sure you come and be a part of the Odd Squad. And if you hear the hater in the background, that is the producer, Cassius Pay, in there with the sounds, helping us do the things we need to do. Wow. That's what we doing, huh? Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Say hello to the people, Cassius Pay.
All right, what up, everybody? I'm busy in the background trying to get stuff together. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I love.
That's my dog, Cassius Pay, aka DJ Don't Give a Damn.
Definitely DJ Don't Give a Damn. But you know what, y'all? Speaking of DJ Don't Give a Damn and talking about not giving a damn in any kind of capacity, y'all know we gonna start with the people's briefing. And in the people's briefing, we're going to start talking about the war with Iran because, listen, in America, that's what we got going on here. So war talk is heated up and the economy really feels kind of weird. And people are very much divided. So we got a little bit of that to start off with. So we're going to start with Iran more, and then we're going to take y'all through some things and end with some interesting stuff. So y'all ready to rock? We're going to go ahead and get into war with Iran. All right, so more specifically, not just the war with Iran. We already know that's happening, right? We want to talk about the allies conversation. So I got this article from Reuters, and they're basically talking about recently President Trump came out and said, yo, I'm about to say it wrong. The Strait of Hormuz, listen, y'all should be over here supporting. Where y'all at? I mean, we don't really need your support, but y'all should be offering up over here. What's up? Man, listen, Germany and a couple other folks said, nope.
Yeah, he tried to hit the UN with the or nah song. That's what
they said no, especially Germany. They said, oh no, we came and I ain't gonna hold you, bro. We not doing that. I'm not interjecting. I ain't got nothing to do with that. We good. But so basically a lot of the nations have come out and been like, yo, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Now we might help out with, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we don't want to smoke with Iran. Yeah. So you can house.
We'll keep the light on
the coast. We'll house some people on the coast away from our people.
We'll open the door a little bit.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be like involved. That's you and Israel. We good over here. Okay. So then President Donnie said, listen, y'all over here acting like this. We've been there for y'all consistently. When y'all need something, we pull up. So how come y'all can't basically pay y'all dues? So that's where we going today with it. We talking about paying your dues. And more specifically, I want to show y'all how many times and places that America has actually interjected. Now, before I go and do that, we'll go ahead and pass along to my co-host. Do you have anything you want to add in here before I go ahead and head on over to this map?
Other than, this is just a great example of, just because you ready to crash out for somebody don't mean they always ready to crash out for you. We've always been ride or die. We took our.
But we just talking about riding. We ain't talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. They said we riding. We were like, we ride and dying. They like, They like, we'll ride, but when it get too hot, let me out. Let me out, though. I can't take this whole ride with you. Let me out. So understand this, even in your everyday lives. You got people that you back right or wrong, but just understand that time will tell before that circle becomes a dot. And these are one of those moments where this is a great lesson. Not saying they supposed to be gung-ho for what's going on right now, but pay attention. Pay attention.
Because more specifically, if you look here, Germany, Spain, and Italy were the number ones that said, oh, nah, homie. No, which I'm not surprised about Italy. I really ain't heard Italy ever really have no smoke with nobody, so I'm not super surprised. But then other countries were like, they would consider ways they might help.
One of the major, players within the United Nations and the coalition. So, then you have France. You have
we hear about France, but I don't know how much I've heard Italy be like, we got beef with some. I don't really remember hearing them like France. Yeah, France come out. We don't like this. Look, they don't like something.
They were majorly in the world wars. So World War I, World War II.
I guess I meant
they were in the middle
recently.
So,
I guess I suppose.
Yeah, you talking about right now? Back in the day,
in the course of more modern history, that's still technically modern in the sense of war.
Yeah, and okay, so that's fair. And obviously Germany, right. Britain. I am a little surprised. I'm kind of surprised at Britain, but kind of not, because at the same time, like, he basically told him like, y'all are trash and we don't need your help anyway. So I guess I don't know what he expected them to do at the same time.
He just wanted to see who was gonna be like,
nobody.
Whatever you want, whatever you want, we rolling. Whatever you
want. Nobody.
Yeah. It was like,
So take a look at this. I wanted to bring this up because since 1991, the U.S. has launched 251 military interventions, and I wanted to show a map because I think this is much needed, right? When you start looking at, can y'all see it good? All the places in red, like we have had some level of intervention. That is a lot, yo. That's a lot.
Yeah.
This is according to Geopolitical Economy Report, by the way. That's a lot of places.
Yeah. What I see is a lot of money being spent. That's what I see.
Yeah. Right. That's where a lot of people saw.
They so essentially it's China that's there. That looks like maybe, I don't know, Mongolia area over there. India, especially. Australia in that part of the region. South Africa over here. Yeah, and then Canada. Those are pretty much the only places where there hasn't been intervention. So it looks like an imperial map to me.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so places where the military is touched. Yeah,
that's a lot. I don't know if we can't really see. Like, you can't really see the names because
it says 1798.
Well, there's two numbers. There was two numbers. It was 469 1798, but since 1991, 251. So it broke it out by two.
So it went up into an exponential sense right here. Okay.
Yes. So just wanted to go ahead and share a little bit of that, and then just have us give a little bit of a drip on that and how what we thinking about the war. And drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that they're out of pocket? Do you think that they owe, but they should have offered something to the U.S. due to the long-standing relation? Let's see who's in here.
I mean, at least verbally act like they want to be. They ain't got to do too much, but at least appease him in conversation enough to say, "Hey, we rolling with you. We're all about diplomacy and figuring this out." No, they could easily went that route with it. They were like,
why should they appease him though? Why should they should they feel like they have loyalty to him specifically? Because it sounds like this is a Trump issue. It isn't like a United States issue. It's like there's a lot of like anti-Trump itself rhetoric. Should they have to appease him? And if so, why?
I mean, they don't necessarily have to. You know what I mean? But like I said, these are the same places that may definitely need our assistance in the future. They're gonna have to deal with us at some point or another. I'm not saying they need it. This is basically embarking on, like I said, it's a forever war because Iran they like, look, we gonna be here. It's one of us. It's 92 million of us over here. So people don't want to get involved with that, and then
at the same time, like you gotta think about other countries who joined in the fun. We'll just say, not that it's fun at all, but for the lack of just being extra morbid about everything, but joined in during Afghanistan, joined in during Iraq. It wasn't like the U.S. was by themselves in any of those excursions, right? There's a lot of people that have perished in those wars alone, and people have learned their lessons about being in those spaces and what the outcomes are, and not pleading the insanity game. So, but really, what people are saying is, okay, you got in here without the diplomacy of using the United Nations. Okay, well, get your ass out of it, man.
Right, and that's why I said what I said.
He was just like
if anything, you know, hey, we're with you on figuring out a way to end this peacefully. You know, it's just power in words, right? Because none of them are gonna put boots on the ground. No, I don't think that's the expectation.
Who was it? Was it Germany? Their beef was, well, why you come over here asking me to help? You ain't asking if you could pull up on them. So what you over here asking me for? What you asking me for? Now you want my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Because I mean, so it's only been they've been confirmed with only one country on this.
Before you move on,
I was gonna pivot to the Japan conversation, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, when it comes to the Iran war and protections and all of that stuff, the Iran war just isn't over there, though. One of the main things that I'm talking about is my money, right?
Right.
And a part of that is oil, specifically, is flirting with $100 a barrel right now.
Yes.
And again,
you heard what I said. You heard what I said early on, right? I said they still going to have to do business with these people. They're all in close proximity. Everybody used that straight. Don't want to piss them off too much. Don't want to piss them off too much talking about, oh, we're with you, Trump. No, we're with you in finding a peaceful way.
That's pretty much what they said.
This skirmish. That would be my only conversation if I was Britain, if I was, the prime minister of whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to just jump on the bandwagon.
But honestly, what's the incentive to do that if the Russian pipeline's going to be back open again? If the sanctions are being lifted, I have you handle that. We good on this side. Pipeline being put back up, sanctions is being removed on the other end. Russia played a dirty game. I'm just saying, they played chess.
Did they, or did they just wait?
They didn't. They played the game. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that pipeline got blown up by somebody at one point. So they we gonna get that together. We gonna figure it out. Get these sanctions lifted.
We gonna get it back.
Regime in place. We gonna get it back.
But back to my point, before we move on, is that every $10 jump is essentially a quarter to 30 cents. Tax basically on a gallon for everybody's commute. So that's just one part of it. Then the U.S. has run more than 250 foreign interventions. So you already had that up since 1991. And that's not charity when you think about it. It's basically a subscription model, right? We pay in blood, in debt, and other countries cash out in security and trade access. So that's a lot to handle for seemingly being the number one in the space. All right. Last thing I want to talk about is money specifically. We're going to talk about war-proof stock.
Well, that's hold that real quick, because that's the next thing we're going to talk about is hold real quick. So before we go into the money, and we were talking about being amicable and how we use words. Now we ain't gonna just glaze over when he was sitting there with Japan, when Donnie sat there and he was talking to him. One of the reporters was like, "Hey, Donnie, I got a question." He said, "Yeah, you." He said, "Wait a minute, is this person cool?" Not Japanese people, for the most part, from what I've read, what I've heard, and so forth, it'd be real laid back, right? So cool, go ahead, let them talk. Hey, Donnie, why you ain't let nobody know you was gonna blow up some stuff? Why Donnie sit there and say, why you ain't let us know that y'all was gonna do Pearl Harbor like that?
Yeah.
So I got a video of a Japanese interview.
He picks the wrong time to be a damn comedian, Donnie.
Right. It's a place where nobody was gonna laugh at that shit.
We would have cracked up at it here, but it's like, dog.
Yeah.
No, play to the room, sir.
Right.
You could have came back home and told that joke.
Right.
Well, let's hear from actual Japanese president what they think real quick before we move on.
I think it was probably a very difficult situation to respond to as prime minister. Personally, I took President Trump's remark as just a joke. But because of her position, if she laughed too much, she'd likely face criticism. So I imagine it
put her in a bad spot. Culturally put her in a bad spot.
You see the smirk though, right?
Indeed, a surprise attack. Starting a war or launching an attack like that without any warning, it was obviously against the rules. Looking back now, I think maybe both sides should have given advance notice. Given the historical context of Japan having done that, and with Donald Trump bringing it up as an example, it makes me feel a bit uneasy as a Japanese citizen.
Right, because don't nobody know what the hell he on right now. Shit. Is he Is he talking about invading Japan too? Like this.
Drop some drip in the comments. Were you surprised that was their sentiment? I was a little surprised that they even would have thought maybe it was kind of a joke, because really in their culture, like from what I understand, it joking like that ain't it.
That's
so
not
I'm a little
funny.
surprised. It's actually
Hell no, that ain't funny. Nagasaki.
Hiroshima happened after that.
Right.
Osaka. Like what the?
I'm kind of surprised that they took it so lighthearted, but
No,
wanted to bring
that's
that
not
up?
what
No, they didn't take it lighthearted. They was treading lightly.
they're just,
they
and they're
like,
very polite as a
Yeah.
culture. That's another thing.
When he left, they was like,
Really
"This
sad.
is an asshole." Trust me, he running the U.S. like East Side High right now. They like, we don't know what the hell Joe Clark may do. So that's what that was. That was them just being like, she smirked, but at the same time, she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. She had that look. So, this is trash. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so their culture is all about respect and you know, modesty and everything else. But they wasn't feeling that shit. I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, really, dog?
Yeah, I felt like that was super disrespectful.
Right. I mean, the thing
We
is,
had to
for
do that.
me,
We
is
had to do
that it's actually almost making light of war, making light of the sacrifices that are made, or in whatever capacity for whatever side.
That's
You're
exactly
already you're in a current modern, we'll say, collision going on right now, conflict,
Yeah.
and then you bring up that
One of
piece
the
of
most-
history, which is one of the most horrific pieces of history and statements, essentially, that had to be made that put everybody on notice, right?
Right.
When those things went off, everybody said, "Oh shit!" Like the game done changed, and
Right.
then that's what everybody be like, "All right, we seen what these do. It's no longer theory. Let everybody got to chill."
Right.
That's pretty much what that did for everybody. It made it real.
Yeah. He's sitting in the White House watching the movie Pearl Harbor, and he's still in entertainment mode. Like, no, dog, that was that was a thing, brother. Like,
So
them
speaking
files
of,
are declassified in your world. You read that. You know what
speaking
happened.
speaking of Trump making comments and it swaying how things move, let's get into the market. So Cassius Pay, you can go ahead and continue about your money, because then we're going to get into a video about war stocks. Unless you want me to do that first.
Go ahead and do it, because you know I read the notes, so I came prepared with my notes. I'm good.
Because y'all know I'm the master investor. Shout out to him. Good content, good options in there. But let's go ahead and hear what he got to say about investors. Can they get rich from this war?
I don't think the war is going to last enough for anybody that's not inside of that administration to get rich from it.
Very true.
What should you have exposure to? Tech. If you want to go gas, ExxonMobil, which has been a great pick for a long period of time. And then thirdly, index funds. That's it. Now, if you're outside of the market, real estate. But the thing about 2 Tech 2 Index, I designed it to outstand any assassination attempts or completions, any war, any famine, any pandemics, any 10-year droughts, any...
Now, before he continues, he has his own group called Red Panda, I think is what his group is. And so they have a podcast, I think, called Earn Your Leisure. And so that's what he's talking about. He has a group of people where you sign up for his, his classes, his workshops, his group essentially, and they help you set up what your stock situation, what you're looking for the portfolio to be. So anyways, that's what he's talking about when he said, like, I designed. That's what he means by that. Just want to give context there.
Ponzi scheme, reveal of asset erasure through circular investment. Every scenario, the dinosaurs coming back, everything. Hold those. So you can add Exxon, you can add tech for sure. But unless you're in that administration, you're not going to get it, Iran.
Yeah, because you're not going to have any inside information, essentially.
Invest in Bitcoin. You'll be good. Here's my big lesson for you. Regardless of what happens regime-wise anywhere internationally, is your portfolio safe? The 4 stocks that I think are AR proof and war proof.
Here we go.
Costco, Walmart, Amgen, Eli Lilly. I don't care what happens in a foreign country. Those 4 will be okay. The question is, given your current configuration of what you have in your portfolio, will yours be fine? Like my phone was blown up, and I'm sure yours was. Like, what do you think about the war? It's going to affect my portfolio. I don't think the war.
So, Costco. You said Eli Lilly, Amgen, and I missed one. But I was going to specifically focus on Eli Lilly. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Cassius Pay.
All right. Well, I mean, he's talking about warproof stocks. Those aren't all necessarily on my list, but some of the warproof stocks that are on other people's lists are stocks like if we insist on the continuation of the regime that we're in breaking things in DC, right? So that means Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, people, start pouring into around these times. And if they're quote unquote long-term safe, then what does that say about our foreign policy as a business plan, right? So that's just one piece. But meanwhile, getting into the Eli Lilly piece, they added billions in market cap overnight off one obesity drug. And we don't fix our food and lifestyles. We're just about to create a new monthly bill that rides insurance into retirement. So we already know what that drug is. It seemed like that's people's lifestyle at this point, rather than putting in the work.
Oh yeah.
And that's stuff that I know about creating playlists too, so I can go ahead and get it in at the gym for that reason alone.
Oh man. If we could talk about that, man.
How have you feeling? Did it have you in the gym going?
Listen, 100 burpees in almost 22 minutes. That's what that. I don't know what's in that playlist. I'm really big in what my wife always, what do they call those things? But basically waves. Okay. No, sounds and wait, man. Listen, when them bass lines hit, I didn't feel nothing from them 50-pound dumbbells I was doing them burpees with. Nothing. And I mean, I had people like, "What are you listening to? What are you listening to?" I'm like,
some they probably don't want to listen to be for real.
I can't talk about it. But I just know I'm like, this is better than whatever you might be, whatever pill you popping, whatever injection you asking that doctor for. Because at the end of the day, all of this about is motivation. But motivation can be costly. I'd rather you pay for that use of that playlist than going to see that white coat. That's just my thought process. But if people insist on doing that, yeah, like Lily with it. Invest your money because everybody want it quick anyway. So definitely, right. Looking good is going to always be a commodity. So,
whatever the cost, too, right?
Whatever the cost.
And then what happens is that at first it's exclusive to, say, we'll call it high class or upper class. And then it turns into being made available to everybody through all available means. Why? Because growth. What's growth? Access to more and more capital. You got to make it available to a higher swath of people. You can only start selling to so many people for so much. That's what happened to Versace and everything else, right? It turns into essentially a Walmart brand after a while because
not quite Versace. Not quite, but I know what you. I mean,
okay. How about that Eros cologne? Is that the Walmart of colognes these days? Yes or no?
Eros?
Yes.
Yeah, because you can get it at Walmart. Really, yeah. But I'm just saying the overall brand itself. The smell good is one thing. They like, we'll give you a little bit of this sauce for the cheap, but that makes sense though. Eros smell good.
Yeah, but then it's all over the place. When you start seeing Creed all over the place, all those things, it loses its exclusivity for those reasons, which is I'm fine with because they're all made in the same place. It's not like they're made in the the hills of the Himalayas and they walk it down and all that. All right, so we got our man with the plan, Joe. Average cost of your TikTok. Yep. dollar cost averaging is probably what he's talking about. Yeah, make long term. He's talking about doing
This
options.
is not financial advice.
It's not.
My guy. My
Definitely
guy.
not.
He understand. He understand. That's where we at with it.
Oh, okay. He
We're not
said,
advising y'all what to do. Just give me some ideas.
He even got a little gym. Okay.
Trap house
I'm
is
in the
playlist
trap
at the
house in
gym.
my playlist at the gym. Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
never listen to Future.
Oh, you gotta
You know that Migos.
That one. Is it okay if I say the name Cassius Pay?
Oh, go ahead. That's cool.
Man, listen. Bandcamp Volume 1 and 2. If he upload that, oh my Lord, that's better than any pill you can get from one of them white coats. You coming in there, they're gonna be like, hey, you want some Jardians? You want? No, I want that Bandcamp. How can you give me that, Doc? Make that a stock. But no.
Yeah, so we'll probably make it available to to people as I grow it and keep it moving or whatever. But it's definitely a playlist that isn't for the faint of heart. If you hone in on yourself, it hones in on you. Say put the playlist in the chat. We'll make sure that we'll get you the link. That's what
Drop
we'll
some
do.
drip in the comments if you're interested in some of the music. I think we ain't really talk about this, but I think it would be cool to maybe drop a little something for y'all. We'll talk about it after this because I got an idea that I think will be fire. I think it'll be cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll put a poll up to see if y'all are interested in it.
Yeah. You all hear the music, so you know it's official. I mean, you hear the show. You see what's going on. It's top tier ish going on around here. You understand me? But
very much appreciate.
I drip no further on.
We've been in the music game for quite some time, and that's okay. But this one I did just as a personal project because of the music that I wanted to feel and wanted to hear while I've honed in on myself at the gym.
Right.
Maybe the next time we play something about a workout, you could put that in the background. And let
be a lot of
put that a little drip in the background.
You got to make an instrumental situation, but it won't hit the same if it's instrumental. I need that.
Like just 10 seconds. You ain't gotta...
Yeah. Cycle class will never be the same. They won't let me DJ it.
Man, maybe just
I didn't know that I gave you the link to Bandcamp too. I didn't know I gave you a link to that.
It's on there. I didn't make it to it because I kept running Bandcamp 1 back.
Hey.
That's what it's designed to do. So it's doing its
I said, hold on, we gotta start this over. Boogie was like, what's that? I said, yeah, this that Ozempic to music.
Wow. Wow.
It's that Jardian
I don't even got a segue for that. I'm taking back.
Nobody do. Work your ass.
I don't got one for that. Okay, so
speaking of getting your summer body together.
You know what? Speaking about your ass, this is a good one. This lady in Pennsylvania want to have Donnie ass on the silver plate because the way she talking.
Oh yeah.
Listen, wild y'all. So shout out to Sabby Sabs. She's a content creator on YouTube. She's got some good content over there if you're interested in her. She's gonna bring up a part about Trump and / MAGA voters, and one of the voters was interviewed. I want to play a little bit of her video, and then it'll get into that.
It's not because you don't have a job or because your employer doesn't provide it. It's because the country that has a lot of money to provide it decided it wanted to blow shit up and take over the world instead, and that was more important. But some people are starting to see that
this lady went viral.
They may have made a mistake with Donald Trump, including this woman who appears here at the gas station.
If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You're a worthless pile of
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
He ain't got no words.
Some people are starting to figure it out.
So that's one. But I do want to, before we go into anything further, y'all want me to get to the folks who, what other folks think? You want me to run through?
I mean,
all the
we
folks
usually
about it?
try to stay center. So if you have anything that shows like the opposite where he has
Damn,
support,
I got two more.
okay, go ahead. Then
Yeah.
pull
Okay,
those
so
up, and then
I'm gonna
we'll
run.
talk.
Okay, I'll run through all three then. Okay, because I got an
Okay.
X post too.
President
Okay.
Trump's supporters make of his war in Iran.
I have faith in him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have voted for him.
It's peace through strength.
You can either kick the can down the road or you can do it right now.
It's a key question, and it could impact what he does next and over the weeks ahead. And so to find out, I'm here in Corpus Christi, Texas. Last Friday, the president was here.
Please welcome the President of the United States.
He stood right here in this port.
How close are you to making a decision on strikes?
I'd rather not tell you. You would have had the greatest scoop in history, right?
That turned out to be quite the question, because what we didn't know then is that an hour earlier on Air Force One, he had authorized the strikes on Iran, maybe the most consequential decision of his presidency. And then he went for a burger.
Number 47.
Wait a minute. Then homie went.
Yeah,
pulled
my
up on
dude said, "Oh
burgers.
shit, I worked hard on that." Let me get a Cobb salad. Let me. Shit.
Him to make those decisions as our commander in chief, because, like I said, he knows all of the things that we don't know.
There is no questioning Ashley Penuela's passion for the president. She was here last week. But I wanted to know if this no wars president, the president who would put America first, had he prompted a wobble among his base?
This is the president of peace, the president who said he would stop wars, not start.
It's peace through strength.
Well, it's peace through war at the moment.
Well, let me tell you something. I am proud of my president because, like I said, I'm no military expert, but I want you to know that from what I saw was people screaming for help. They were trying to protest and they were getting murdered for protesting. I'm proud that my president tried to help free those people.
I guess the worry is that he doesn't have a plan for the day after.
I mean, they can worry that he doesn't have a plan, but he obviously does. He's our commander in chief.
For Joe Michael Perez and
Okay, so before I go further, I'm gonna switch over to this X, and then I'm gonna come back to this just so we can chop up the different type of media. Make sure we don't have any more comments to shout out. Once again, shout out to Joe for being in the chat. So the original, we talked about Japan. And so the comment was about his meeting with the Japan. Sorry. And so Dolly _49 MAGA says one thing Trump clearly signals is that he wants world peace, equitable trade deals, and he knows that successful, happy people in foreign countries don't want wars. He is working towards that, and he has said this for 40 years. He hasn't changed his view. So although that lady was hot and upset, we're seeing different thoughts on both sides as well. So going back to that video, and then we could talk about it. Let's see what the guy says of this.
another mega MAGA fan, it's more about the threat he'd heard about from Iran.
America first, right? Yes, America first. I believe in that. But Iran, they've been chanting death to America for a long time. And me as a patriot, I don't take that lightly. We'd rather get to them before they get to us first.
So
the Trump sneakers around his neck.
Just on trusting.
Yeah, he
Trump,
tripping with that.
but a total faith.
Yeah, he went crazy.
This is Cody Gonzalez.
Whatever he says we got to do, we got to do. We don't have a choice.
But you do have a choice. I mean,
Oh, you have a choice, but you made the choice already, right?
Yeah.
You chose for him, right? So you got to back up your chief.
So they are the most loyal, for sure. No wobbles from them. And this, Texas, is, of course, a Republican stronghold.
So, all right, let's take it away from there. Thoughts on that lady?
My choice is my choice.
Right.
All right.
I mean,
in the comments, do you think that MAGA supporters will stay supporters, or do you think they're going to turn? Not saying if you vote one way or the other, we don't have to get into that. But do you think that the supporters he had / has have either flipped or remained the same, or maybe even more enthusiastic? Drop some drip in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. Okay. So this kind of brings into like some of the identity politics situation versus policy situations. Some people vote for the person because they like them for whatever reason. I remember my grandma. Oh man, all right. My grandma said that she voted for John F. Kennedy because he was a handsome white man. So that's that's what she said, and that's the reason.
One only one, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, like that was the reason why she voted for him. But who knew about everything else, right? So we're in a space where there's some people who are going to back up a decision no matter what. But some people actually listen to campaigns and campaign policies and campaign promises. And if those things don't align with what the strategy was proposed as far as what you were looking for, especially when people say, you need to be informed, you need to read, you need to see what the candidate's standing for. And then you get there, you vote for those things, and then they change. Do you have a right to say, I'm not rocking with that? That's not what was discussed. Right? Maybe I would have chose differently. Or maybe I would not have been invigorated to choose at all. Because maybe I didn't like either candidate. Right? Those
all great points. All great points. And that's kind of my thought process. I mean, it's okay to disagree with what you're seeing and what's going on. I just think that some people just kind of go off the deep end with it. It's almost profitable to hate Trump these days anyways. So any type of slip and fall or anything that would come off as, tone deaf to what he actually campaigned on, people are gonna pounce. You know what I mean? So that woman at that gas station, she could mess around and put a GoFundMe and get a check because people hate him so much. You know what I mean? So, but she has every right to feel how she feels, and I'm not disagreeing with that either, because nobody wanted this stuff to happen. No one.
Well, she was also at the pump, and I don't care where you
right.
You was fit to be mad.
Last time she filled up, it was $20, right? She went up there today. I bet it was 75. I bet it was 75.
So to be fair, he caught her at.
It reminded me of back when people had Hummers.
He caught her at a good time.
Yeah, he caught her at a time where she was gonna be pissed anyways.
But you have to understand this too. In today's world of optics, that was a perfect timing for a meeting, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna interview you at the gas pump. A lot of this. I can't.
Let me wait until you get done pumping. Let me see how much you pump.
Yeah.
You feel it.
130.
Now that's me. That's
damn.
Me
Bet you wish you didn't get that Wagoneer now.
Right,
ma'am.
How much
did it cost you? That would have been the story right there. How much did it cost you to pump? Okay, how much did it cost you 3 weeks ago to pump? All right, now let me get your take on what's going on with you know what I mean? Like, that would have been a perfect segue, right? But yeah, that's the thing. And then keep in mind, the other part of this is that the transparency of what's going on is far greater than what we've experienced in the past. Far greater. I mean, you have to understand, this skirmish, it's a very matter of fact, very polarizing skirmish because of who he's having this back and forth with at this point, who's all involved, who are all the players. But we would have never gotten this level of transparency a few presidents ago. So that's one thing, right? That's the other part. Gas would have just been going up. We'd been like, what the hell going on? Why is gas so high? We may not even have known. We might have been like, there's been a disagreement in the Middle East, but until they put boots on the ground, they're not screaming war, right? We had a bombing campaign going on a few presidents ago. It's not discussed until that person was damn near out the door. Like, as far as everybody having a discussion. So I'm kind of like, I'm not feeling it, but I'm not ready to get on camera screaming, this motherfucker, he's destroying my life. I'm not ready to go there yet. You gotta
wait till gas get to $10 a gallon, and then you.
I'm just, I'm not happy with nothing. I'm not happy with nothing. I'm almost Ohio first at this point. So my outlook is a little different than most. Crazy. You know what I'm just saying? Because I'm more hyper.
He's in the local politics more than so than anything.
I can't sit there being mad at you bombing a million miles away when the people that I have around me that I've elected, that, you know, like I got a meeting tomorrow with a Republican congressman. Like I gotta go to a library in the morning. I'm very, very active now in politics, and because I pay a lot of damn taxes, you know what I mean? I want my voice heard. So that's where I try to get everybody to be on. You sit here mad about all this other stuff going on, but what about the people that actually could grab the ear of this man when you can't? When you're not screaming in a news camera and you're just in your living room pissed at a TV set? Who are the people you've empowered around you? That's why I say it's time. If there ever was a time to be hyper local, this would be it.
Oh man, I got one for you in a minute. I got one for you, man. Listen, when we get there, boy. So you brought up a good take on people being upset. So another thing is the job market. We ain't gonna spend too much time on this, but the Fed, Jerome Powell basically came out and he's like, listen, them jobs they said that's new, they ain't new. They just somebody left. That's a warm seat. So you got, if you want to work, it's musical chairs. You finna find a warm seat. You can do that, you can get a job. Everybody like, huh? So basically, that's what's going on with that. Drop some drip in the comments. Do you feel like that's true? Do you feel like, you know, that they're embellishing? Or do you feel like it's more cutthroat than that? But that's what Jerome Powell said. And I just want to bring that up. That's another reason why people might be a little frustrated, right? I'm paying more at the pump. I can't work. I lost my job. I'm laid off. And then the Fed dude went up there talking about, yeah, so them jobs, they recycle jobs. So
they're not there.
You'll find one of them recycle jobs.
Well, I mean, the thing is that
some
nobody
of them
knows
real,
what's
some
going
are
on.
ghost jobs.
Well, you gotta get in there before the company figure out the people that are here. That, you know, we'll throw it on their back. They gonna have to live with it. You right?
I'm watching it now in real time.
There you go. So, like the headlines that we talk about, where jobs quote unquote added, the fine print means mostly part time.
He said it was recycled. Jerome Powell said them ain't new. Them O's that's now they new postings on a job from before. Somebody left. They said, "Get out of here," and then they said, come on over here, sit down.
So what I'm getting at is that the jobs are mostly part time. They're going to be low wage services, or they're going to be temp roles, while the full time, we'll say quality work, shrinks. So we get into another part about the population that grows that is without job or sans job, right? Is that your bargaining power doesn't shrink, it dies. So that's the other part. Employers don't have to raise pay when there's a line of people desperate at the door. That's the ugly side of capitalism that we get ready to see.
Oh, let's talk about ugly side. When you ready, let's go get it. Y'all ready to talk about the ugly side?
Yeah, some things that we keep important, right? People.
They singing,
especially
they singing Beyonce.
Yes, people. Beyonce. So let's talk about how the Atlanta Hawks is trying to make Magic City night. It said they're trying to employ folks. Magic City, if you don't know what that is, very heavy with the stripper culture. Okay, I think we're allowed to say stripper. I don't think that's a bad thing that you can say on the interwebs.
It's a full-time job.
Well, I mean, look, they would have been in that if they would have gotten there. They would have had no more employees. But all the employees would have had them a new job by the time that night was over. But they ended up calling it off. But the whole argument is that this is a culture thing, and that, you know, culture, and then there's an argument of respect for women, and protect. It says to protect and esteem women, should work to protect and esteem women. That's very interesting words to use.
Like, whose culture are they talking about, though? Right? When it comes to that,
so they should avoid associating its brand with environments where women's bodies are central to entertainment, which is strange because you definitely have, like, I don't know, girls who go out there and dance with like no clothes on a lot of times.
Right.
And you call them the cheerleaders. The dance crew. And the cheerleaders.
What's your real name and not your stripper name? I make it rain on you like a wind.
But they're saying that. Oh, Jeff Teague. So it says Jeff Teague pushed back on the criticism on his podcast. He said it references far more than the strip club is deeply tied to Atlanta's identity. He says bigger than women, Magic City is a cultural landmark in Atlanta.
It is, but
this was the promotion they was trying to do right there.
Yeah, basketball games it's a family friendly event. We can't sit there and talk about Lizzo's showing her whole anus at a game.
Listen, they was gonna have the lemon pepper wings for you. What you mean?
Yeah, okay. They're gonna have if 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne and Juicy J got to perform bands, make them dance that day, that would have been an event. But do I want my little 12-year-old nephew who's very impressionable seeing that?
That's all right. Well, I guess.
So this is what the comments are saying. Same thing what you saying. Like people's comments are like, but the comments are like they don't like that people are picking and choosing when they talk about morals. Like this is they prompt drug, alcohol, and bets, but not booty shaking. So the average person.
If you're gonna go all the way Babylon, then just go ahead and do it. Then that's really where I'm at with it. So if you're gonna do that, then do it. But what's on the other side of it, right? Not that I agree with it, but I'm just gonna make the argument that Magic City has fed more rappers and promoters than half of these tech incubators. So if you're gonna monetize the aesthetic, then cut a real check to the people who built it. Then, all right. So if you gonna have the black culture, and if it's gonna be all the way debauchery, then go ahead and let it be that and rock it out and see where it gets you.
He said Lou Will in shambles is crazy.
I can even understand the NBA after party, like an NBA sponsored after party, but actually doing a halftime Magic City night, I think that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot because it's a global thing, and people coming from all over the world with different cultural values coming into that. I mean, you got people that come from Asia, like all the way from China to see that one game that LeBron gonna be at, and all of a sudden you just got ass juice everywhere, and everybody like, what the hell is going on? Like the kids crying, all kind of shit. You gotta go and explain to kids what ass, what like
And I'm wondering what Jamie Gertz, well, she ain't Gertz no more, but what is Jamie and her husband like? What was that conversation?
Jamie,
you know what I mean? Yeah, she's part owner of the Hawks. Her and her husband. Oh, she's also an ex.
That conversation was they looked at the zeros on the projections. That was that conversation. Baby, how many zeros is on that projections?
But I'm pretty sure it started off as a good idea because everybody was gonna come, right? Everybody that's in that demographic gonna come to the games because it's the thing to do, right? All the rappers will be there and all of that. But then what always
Bible
comes
Belt
to those kind of clubs?
Got it.
Right? The pew pew outs and all everything else, the fighting that come along with it. There's a lot of other negative aspects of the culture that come along with inviting that type of place, even when the couth that you're supposed to have, because people still get drunk, right? So now you got somebody grandmama shaking her ass out there on the damn thing, and now what we got? Now she telling everybody shut up. Now she want to fight somebody who Bernice Burgos or whatever out there, her great grandmama ass, and just come on now.
That's it. But anyways, I ain't gonna go. Bottom line is, we below the Mason Dixie is a bunch of rich Christians that go to them games. That's mega church heaven down there. Them folks wasn't gonna go for that.
Nah.
If it might have went off once or twice, but it wasn't gonna last. It was not gonna
last. And let's be honest, those are the people who got the club seats.
Yes,
not
that's
seats.
my point.
They have the clubs.
They're at the club seats. Yes.
You don't
Yes.
see them. They don't go through the same detectors as y'all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they go on the whole
know.
different entrance. They don't even go through the same entrance.
They coming in with the owners and the coaches. They not walking in with you coming.
Right.
And they sitting up in the pew like, so I spent $23,000 for what? To see Starfish shaking her tail feather? I don't think so. This is about to be mentioned in my sermon this Sunday to all 150,000 of my practitioners. We
Well,
is going to discuss this.
You make a good point because in Atlanta, listen, there's somebody else fighting for time. Our girl Tiffany Henyard.
Oh, we talking
She
about
back
Super
at it again.
and she's back.
They kicked
Yeah, she
her
trying
out
to
of
do it for
Illinois
LA.
and she ran. Look, kicked her out of Illinois and she ran below the Mason-Dixon, trying to
There
get
we
some
go. So we
forgiveness.
go look at Atlanta because look, we on Atlanta. We gonna keep rolling through Atlanta. Let's go.
Learned Tiffany Henyard is not done with politics just yet. The former South Suburban politician has moved to Georgia and appears to be running for office there. The local board of elections says Tiffany A. Henyard has qualified to run for a district commissioner's job in Fulton County. Henyard did not respond to a request for comment, though. The county includes Atlanta and surrounding suburbs. The longtime Democrat is running as a Republican, will not face any opponents in the primary. The district is heavily Democratic, and 4 candidates are vying for that nomination.
Y'all hear
I
that?
hear that. Damn.
Well,
y'all
hold
hear
on.
that?
Let's hear what she had to say about her previous situation real quick. Let's see if she learned anything.
Thing in hindsight that you would have done
let's see.
differently over these last 4 years?
Yeah, I would have told one of the trustees sooner.
What?
She ain't learned a damn thing.
Listen, is that why she had that Rock Nation hat on? Because she felt like, shut up, man.
Let's keep going.
I'm about to make a crazy thumbnail to this one. We gotta cut that one up because, yeah,
you gotta be kidding.
But nothing, you don't think you've contributed in any way to your political problems?
I think that people didn't give me a chance.
What?
I have a
What the hell
document.
you
I'm gonna
mean?
wait a minute before we get off of her. I'm gonna show you while we talking. I'm gonna show y'all the document that has the salaries and the actual language, so you can see that. She said, "Them folks ain't give her
Y'all
a chance.
did give me a
Give me a
chance
chance."
to spend all the damn money, not just
Right.
some. That's what she. That's
You're
how
right.
the sentence supposed to been.
I
Y'all
only
didn't
got
give me-
4
y'all-
scores. I'm supposed to get 8.
Y'all didn't see. I was supposed to get the T-Rex. Y'all playing while y'all playing. That's why my weave was bad because I actually was waiting to steal that money. Are
I
you
think that I was
kidding me?
blindsided from the go. I came in 2021, and when I came in 2021, I was faced with a recall. So every year it was something else. Then they took me off the bank account, and then the next year was something else. So you never gave me the opportunity to continue to govern, and I want the opportunity to govern my time. I think the time is now.
And now she a
I think
re-slumping.
we all need to take back our time.
Where we've looked better. See, that's the benefits, I guess, of being in the South.
I was gonna bring up homeboy who took over after her. He's still getting her salary. Talking about that's what the salary is. I got a video of that too. If y'all want to watch, y'all wanna see it?
They
Y'all wanna
set the
see it?
numbers. Hey, I just abide by it.
Man. So like Atlanta, that's what y'all got. This is
Two
what y'all got
players,
to look
same
forward
game.
to. This is what y'all got to look forward to. I
She
want
is- listen.
Atlanta. I want y'all to see because she's setting precedent. I want y'all to look at this as she is setting precedent because this is who took over after he exploited, came in, they locked the doors. Hurry up and vote! Hurry up and vote! Vote her out! Yeah. And this is what he's talking about.
Is there a Tiffany Henyard 2.0? She's only been out of office for a few months, so it's still too early to tell. But her successor as Thornton Township supervisor is off to an interesting start.
Look
I
at
am
this
Ben
guy.
Bradley. Followed our WGN Investigates reports for the past 2 years. You know, South Suburban residents have been through a lot. They picked up the tab for first-class travel, fancy meals, and more under money.
So basically, they don't ask him why you changed some numbers because he had put something in to say, hey, we should keep the money the way that it is. So he's gonna ask him, why did you make sure that that money stayed the same if you're supposed to be helping taxpayers save money? So that's what he about to press him on.
Didn't pass.
Help me understand why you're still taking in Tiffany Henyard type money.
There's a law on the books that we cannot change anybody's salary.
Help me understand because I looked up that state law and it said it didn't pass.
You cannot change a salary during the term of your term.
But that's the state law you proposed last year.
No, that's not what I proposed.
What did you
propose? That state law has been on the books. I didn't propose anything.
So Harris told me it wasn't his state law that ultimately passed, but take a look. Here's the language in Harris's bill, and here's the language in the one later advanced and passed by a different legislator. It's identical. And did we mention it was buried on page 90 of a bill that originally focused on Crohn's and colitis disease awareness?
They put it on
the original bill was to highlight devoted to highlighting the needs of Crohn's patients and their families. And it became what's known as a shell bill in Springfield that really becomes a vehicle for any legislative initiative to be shoved into it. The original intent is gutted.
Napoleon Harris is on track to collect nearly 300.
Listen,
we
gotta lower the medications for Crohn's disease and diabetes, and my salary's not changing. Thank you very much, everybody. What the
my
fuck?
goodness.
Gotta be kidding me. He looked like all he used to do back in the day was play 33 and sell crack. And now he running the whole city. This is crazy. Do we not? In my humble opinion, he looked like the guy that was at happy hour like, shit, this what y'all gonna pay me to do this? He came in limping.
He said,
he was
like you, I don't know why you over here talking to her. You need to give me the money.
I can't change what they pay. That is not my job. That's what he's basically saying. I can't change that. He like, but that's what you said you would do. It's on the books. I can't change it. It's right now, it's in a proposed bill about potholes, about the car I should drive.
So Atlanta, this is what y'all got to look forward to right here. Y'all see this bill? Y'all see this bill? Look at that. Y'all see that right here? More specifically,
I'm just
in your fourth year, $100,000 basically. It's 4 years. First year, 58. So what he's saying is that he took over and it's like a continuation of the term. Not that he gets to start over because it's his first time. He doesn't go. He says she was in whatever, she might have been in 7th term. He's continuing from here, which is where she was at.
Oh, she took over somebody else's tenure.
Correct. And that's what she took over, I think the 6th. I think she took over like the 5th or 6th. And then that's how she put that on the books for 7. And then she had it set up for the next year. And then she wrote another thing in there talking about it'll continue to go until whenever. But this is the money they're paying over there. That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
Cash is pay. You trying to run for?
I'm about to remove the Illinois. I'm
over
about
there.
to run shit.
I mean, I might as well put on that Nino Brown hat and start talking about big. I have my money, whatever she's talking about.
Yeah.
But okay, on a serious note, people they've been defending her like a damn celebrity, but the numbers don't lie. They just don't. Services were down, lawsuits and drama was up, and that's negative return on investment from a leadership standpoint. So that's the main thing there. And it's not a hating the black woman in power thing to ask where the damn tax dollars went. I'm just going to be honest. Accountability is the only thing that protects black taxpayers from everybody's grift. And that's wrong. Where, and on his end too. Like this is the same song, different record player. We keep voting for the personality and the vibes. And then we act shocked when the spreadsheet look like a scam. Well, I'm
just a bill. Yeah, I'm only a bill, and it's giving me a license to steal. It's bullshit. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was about to start talking about the New Orleans mayor. I'm like,
you ain't got to do her San Francisco.
I ain't going deep in that. It's just a sad precedent that's been set over the years with our females that's been put into those seats, man. We got to get some people in there that's really for the people, man, and not for the evil. For the people and not the evil. Everybody want to feather their nests and fatten their pockets and don't want to do nothing for your folks. Like you are voted into these places, and now she done said,
What you mean? I'm gonna go do something for just black people.
I'm taking my snake oil down south. That's what she said. Oh, y'all kicked me out of here? I've been kicked out of better states. I'm going down to Atlanta, GA with it. Yeah, we can keep it moving. But I feel like we're going to be talking about this more in the near future.
Oh, yeah, because I want to know how she does as a Republican candidate. I thought that was interesting. We talked about that lady, what's her name, like Katie Barr, and she did the same thing Katie Barr did. But now we're going to see how she do.
Yeah,
because she's a familiar name on the ballot.
All it proves is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We gonna find out. Now,
I'm a straighten the weave or I'm a curl the weave. It don't matter. I'm still me. Still gonna do what I do.
Regardless of policies or whatever, like that's all it is proving. And it's the opposite of what we're talking about. We need to be voting for policies. And the moment that people aren't abiding by what they state that they should, people need to start putting referendums in place on everybody. Because
get out of here. Stop lying to us. Just get in there and then be like, oh, got you.
She ain't even lying though. She just coming down there on some I'm famous. Vote for me.
Right.
That's why I said like her ballot. Yeah, her ballot situation she gonna be the only one running on the Republican side. People gonna know her name versus whoever the Democrat is, and we gonna see what happens.
Yeah. What's this about? ME. What you about to do? What's best for ME? Like, no, bitch. Like, what's the policy?
What's your budget?
Jesus the mouthpiece. No, hey, look, they gonna want her to run because whoever come behind her, like, we gonna get to.
Yeah, that's what like
presidents. Oh, we want her in there because look at how she moving. You saw what she put in there about cancer research, and she slipped it in about her pay going up 10,000 more every year in the cancer research budget.
Crazy. So before we get to before we go into our next section, which is rewind and rethink, I want to address, Joe has some comments over here. Which strip clubs are we talking about? Magic City, that is in Atlanta. So you have to go down there. I don't know if there's other Magic Cities, other places, but that's the one we're talking about.
We got one here, but it pales in comparison to what Mr. Magic got down there. It's a very
I believe
lovely
he was being facetious, and that's okay. He says,
that's all right. We can all still meet down there if you need it. If you need a tour guide, bro, we can plan a trip for sure. Come trip with us. We're gonna take it on the road.
No, without no us.
I won't be there. No strippers that's dripping. I'm
good. I don't need no glitter.
No, but I love Atlanta. No, Atlanta is just a great place to visit anyways. We try to go every year. There's a lot of historical monuments there. You know, the HBCUs. It's a great place to go. Magic City is just like a little droplet of what they have to offer down there. It's a nice one though.
Then he said he'll turn into the rodeo in Houston. Oh my gosh, we're not even gonna talk about the rodeo. God. We're not gonna do that. Booty cheeks,
the hordio,
Jews everywhere is
the
crazy.
Hordio.
Yeah. So shout out to Joe for the comments. So let's go into rewind and rethink. Now we're talking about basically having a leg up on something. So let's talk about immigration for a minute.
Oh God.
Joy Reid, Godfrey, and somebody else, they were talking on the 154 Africa, I think it might be like a podcast, and they get into a discussion about how white men aren't going to college, and they basically say that white men aren't going to college because for a long time college was devalued. Like, you don't need to go to college, like, you know, Charlie Kirk, a couple other people, you know, like, you don't need to go to college. You can know things without having to be in college. Well, now their argument is that, well, now you're asking white men to basically like, hey, you got all this opportunity to go to college. We want you to put everybody on your back because we're giving you, giving you the staying power to do it. But that's not even the part I want to talk about. They talk about how immigrants are important to the United States in education. But I want you to hear why and how before I get into this too much more. Because this blew me when I heard this.
et cetera. These guys go from academic probation to a ritzy job.
She's talking about the white
even
guys.
if they passed no classes. These people didn't work, they didn't try, they didn't have to do anything but play lacrosse on the weekends and chill and get high. We're producing a group of people who are coming out of Harvard who are no more educated than had they not gone at all, because they didn't have to even read a book while they were there, because they're legacies, and they don't deserve to be there
At all.
in high school
At all.
and yet they had the name. I mean, I went to college with a woman whose name was on one of the buildings. Of course she got in. Her name is on a building.
All right, because her family, she's a legacy.
Her family is a legacy. So it's like that person, is that person smarter than Ketanji? No. But that person gets to get it and no one questions their presence.
None.
No one says, is that okay? But they say that this affirmative action genius kid from Ohio somewhere that busted their ass in high school doesn't belong there simply because they're black. That's America.
Yeah, and you've had this interesting thing talking about the United States and just kind of the things that are going on now. You've talked about dictators from other countries getting.
So this is where they're gonna get into the immigration piece. Now she just laid the foundation of a lot of. She's using white people, but I don't know if you would just say white people.
Let's keep it real. Everybody on that panel right here, they're all children of immigrants.
Yeah, don't get into it. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you that. Yeah, they're all children of immigrants, but they're talking about people who have legacy, meaning that their family went to the school, donated to buildings. They have a couple dollars, and she's saying that just because they have that doesn't make it right. Is basically what they're saying. It's like they're not necessarily the smartest in the room, or the most qualified to be there, and it's incredibly competitive. So now they're gonna get into immigrants. And I want y'all to listen to it now.
Killed after they tried to stop trading with U.S. currency. Explain that and what happens diplomatically with the U.S. and other countries who might try to do things differently than the way the U.S. expects them to.
Right. And again, it's talking context, right? Saddam Hussein was evil, but when he was our guy that we were using as a prop to fight Iran, he was our guy. We were paying for him. We were propping him up and keeping him in power, despite how cruel he was to his own people. We didn't care. He used our chemical weapons to bomb Iran in their war in the 1980s. We were fine with it. And then when we decided we were done with him because he wanted to then start to nationalize his own oil, then we were like, let's overthrow that guy. Mossadegh, the president of Iran, duly elected. The people loved him. But he said, I want to nationalize our oil. This is our oil. It should benefit us. We were like, no, BP owns that oil. Knocked him off, put in the Shah.
What was that? Oh, yeah. What was that guy's name?
Mossadegh, the guy in Iran.
Yeah.
And then you go to, we propped up the, completely authoritarian government in Egypt for 42 years because they were playing ball with us. As long as you do what we say, you can be a dictator. We actually don't care about whether you're a dictator and hurt your own people. Mobutu Sese Seko in my father's country, affirmative action, those numbers are roughly the same.
Same, right.
The numbers of white men have gone down.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't worked out. And so now you're seeing the Stephen Millers of the world look at these elite universities and not see the number of white men increasing. And now they want those universities investigated. But what they're leaving out of the story is that for a generation, people like Stephen Miller, people like the late Charlie Kirk have been telling white men, don't go to college. They've been telling him it's a waste of money. It's an indoctrination factory to turn you into a liberal, to make you woke. And so white men are self-selecting out of college. And so now when you open up the opportunity to go to Harvard, the people who are prepared to go to Harvard, who are busting their ass in high school trying to get good grades, are immigrant kids who they're chasing away. The international student body is plummeting. And
so this is where it is. Sorry, y'all. I mixed it up. So now she's going to talk about the enrollment of immigrants into Harvard and the upper education sector as well.
That's what keeps these schools open, because the international students, like our parents, the government paid their bill.
Yeah.
They weren't paying for it.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes, I did.
I'm playing one more time for the people in the back.
The international student body is plummeting, and that's what keeps these schools open, because the international students, like our parents, the government paid their bill.
Yeah.
They weren't paying for it. My father got his education because the government of the Congo paid for it, then Zaire.
Yeah.
And so when you take the kids coming from China, that full payment from the Chinese government is gone. And the American kids who need student loans, who in many cases aren't even prepared for college, you're now whittling it down and you're expecting white men to carry the burden. I mean, if you think about
So let's talk about that for a minute. She's saying that it's just the white men. No, baby. No. We gonna back that up a bit.
She could be so disingenuous.
All
and it still
Americans,
like crazy.
all Americans. And the thing is, you say like ill prepared and so forth. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't say that when I'm in the workforce or even when I went to college that the foreign students were so much more intelligent than ever. Not necessarily. And you know, when you go back and you think about where people are, a lot of them are doctors or whatever it is, but it hits different when you don't have to work. You go to school, it's paid for. You ain't even have to hoop. You ain't have to dribble a ball. You ain't have to throw a ball. You ain't have to catch a ball. You just had to go to school. Meanwhile, American kids, you got them, they hooping during the week, busting tables on the weekends. They got to take out loans for all this. Their parents are in the same situation where they finally paid their stuff off. And the audacity for you to say, oh, well, immigrant students are going to be gone. Well, why are we not double taxing y'all anyway? Why tuition ain't double for you since y'all country got so much bread? And I'm gonna be quiet after this, but my take on this is don't stop letting them come. For every student y'all allow, they have to pay for an American citizen to go to the same school. I think that's fair. They should provide a scholarship for every single one. If the Congo want to put up double tuition, cool. Send your person over here, and then another American can sit right in that seat too, who's qualified.
Okay,
because y'all should be paying for some of that.
We're gonna just keep it real that. Okay, so I went to school with these kids, and I've gone to college.
I had no idea, by the way, until I saw this video
and all of that. So what I will say is that they're not keeping it all the way real when they're talking about people coming over here from different countries. It's not like it's a random person off the street. These kids have been groomed for these opportunities. They've been put in the best schools ahead of time. A lot of times they go to school in Europe or somewhere else.
Right.
And they're ready to come over here. And it's mainly because they've been put in a situation to provide that return on investment. When they're not from shanty towns half the time, when they're coming from there, it's not like they had to work their way through those places, because when they're at home, wherever they were at, they're behind gates. They're behind barbed wire and away from the poor, as they say.
They're the children of people that hold positions in parliament and dignitaries. And they're over here with diplomatic immunity. These are kids that can basically get DUIs and not stay in jail for 2 days. Like those are those kids. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. She's so distant, but this is why she barely has a platform and has to go on shows like this and talk, because she likes to sprinkle in her versions of the truth, and it just gets annoying. It's so many things that Joy skips over. And I feel like if she actually really just kept it real and kept it linear and stayed centered with her messaging, she would still be on TV right now. You know what I mean? But here we are. But
yeah. So we'll read this. So he says, I don't have a college degree and I do pretty well. There needs to be educational reform across all levels. Stop subsidies for universities. Stop charging interest for student loans, etc. That is very true. I think when you do that, I mean, these damn colleges, all they're doing is put money into their endowments anyway, with that tax-free money that they're already getting from loans. And then when you become an alumni, they're going to beg you for more money and all of this stuff. Like, there's Harvard alone probably has hundreds of billions in its endowment anyway. Exactly. So that's how they're able to. They basically put it back in the stock market and investing and buying property and all of that kind of stuff, growing the portfolio half the time.
Right. That was like the one school of music.
How you gonna charge me interest on a loan with my tax dollars? Makes complete
Right.
sense to me.
Right.
Makes complete
Right.
sense.
That's
That's
what we
one of
couldn't
the smartest
understand.
damn things I've heard in about 10 years, to be honest, because nobody ever thinks of it that way.
No, none of us should be charged interest on that. Also, I want to comment on Joe say he doesn't have a college degree and does pretty well. There's a lot of folks, depending on what age group you're in, that don't have a college degree and do pretty well. So I'm not. That's good, but I would say the younger generation, they wouldn't have that kind of lead. Like Gen Z, for example. If Gen Z didn't have a degree and didn't have a trade, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So so I'm assuming, Joe, you are not a Gen Zer, but if you're a Gen Zer or maybe like a younger millennial and you have no degree or no trade, you're screwed.
You have to go into it
Because you wouldn't have the experience or opportunity.
Or something that you'll get experience with for the next. You basically got to sit in whatever you're gonna sit in for a decade, and then after that, that's when you're able to hit it. But you got to rise and grind.
But
Even when you're in college, thinking that you're gonna skip the line, it's still the same thing. Once you get out, you don't got no damn experience, no way, and ain't nobody gonna pick you up.
But here's the
You got a
difference.
certificate.
The Gen Zers are screwed because the boomers never left. So they stayed around when they were supposed to get out. And if they're still around, then the Gen Zers actually everybody else couldn't push up. So Gen Z couldn't be the interns and couldn't be because you got people who are millennials still. I'll tell you this, I worked with a dude who was 30 at an intern position.
That don't sound. I mean,
29 turned 30
I've seen
as an intern position. But how
I've seen
did
that.
somebody? But he coming in with 10 years experience. How somebody just graduated out of college is supposed to compete with that qualification wise? And that's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
the boomers were supposed to get on out, but they can't because the rent too high.
Yeah, and my bad, because I just did handy dandy Google, like Joe asked about this damn endowment. I'm about to throw up in my own mouth. You want to guess what it is? Don't go and check it, because I won't be able to guess. The Harvard Endowment, as of June 2025, it is the world's largest endowment, though. I'll give you that.
100 million.
Okay, that's yours. And what about you?
You
What's
said
your guess?
you said 100 million.
She said 100 million was the endowment.
A year, right?
No, it's not a year. An endowment is essentially the fund of money that the school uses to invest and pay into things, etc.
I'm gonna say about 22 billion.
I was gonna say I take back what I said because I thought this was an annual thing.
Well, people give annually.
They give annually, but what they
okay.
got sitting in their war
Nah,
chest, and
that's
why they
the
ready to
thing.
go to
Essentially the war
why they
chest.
ready to go to forever court with Trump about
Yes,
him
they are.
cutting off a few things is because they got the bread to do it. That's why
It's in the
they gotta be
billions.
sitting
Then. I take back what I
be
said. It's in the
sitting on-
billions.
It's as of June last year, it is $56.9 billion damn dollars.
Makes sense to
That's
me.
enough for everybody to go to school for free.
Makes sense to me. For real. So
Yeah.
they was like, let's go to war. They let's go to court. I don't give a damn about no court. They was talking tough up in Harvard.
They ain't gonna do nothing but
give-
write that off too. So they
Yeah.
gonna get that money back from the government after that. Government
They
gonna
were
pay for
talking
the
like
legal fee.
Tisha Campbell on Boomerang. Court order. I don't give a damn about no court order. Like they didn't give a damn. I said, why they talking so tough? And then I kind of started thinking about that money. I'm like, yeah, they got a war chest over there. They don't give up. They don't care at all. So yeah, it tracks. Definitely tracks.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I just wanted to point that out because I wanted to show that there's been a lot of talk about immigration and this and that. And it's really, to be honest with you, in the education system, the only ones really getting screwed are Americans.
Yeah.
Like we're the
all
only
them
ones
Ivy
really
League
getting
schools.
screwed.
Shit, look up Princeton's endowments. They quiet in the
Shout out to
cut
Joe.
balling too.
Yeah. So
You know?
the only ones getting screwed are in fact
us,
the Americans. Yeah, like you paying interest on money that you getting taxed on, so you getting taxed and interest, which is crazy.
Right.
Like it's just. Meanwhile, they got the backing from a country.
Well, yeah, because
I don't want to hear nothing from you. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I just don't. Don't tell me about how hard you work to get here. Cool. Because guess what? We as Americans can work just as hard. And America does not say, yo, you work so hard. We gonna let you go to school for free. No, you still got to go find somebody else to beg. You can go get grant money if your family is poor to an extent. If you could play a sport, you can get some more money. But America,
even that's a
doesn't say,
numbers
yo,
game, because half the time when you don't have that backing, when you don't come from a space where you're able to kind of understand the game of college, you fail out in the first semester anyway. So that money is going right back into the pot, whatever was quote unquote.
And ain't nobody got no money to send you to retake no class, baby. You gonna get that
job.
You
do.
Nah, you gonna have to go get a job and do that. When you done, you coming
Right.
home. Coming home. Come sit down.
Go
Sit down,
ahead.
Robbie.
You better go
Babysit
to that
your brothers
college,
and sisters.
that community college around the corner, boy. Never
And I
damn
know
that
there's a lot
Harvard.
of people that come to school. Maybe you have imposter syndrome, maybe not. It's too much of a culture shock being from where you come from. You from inner city Cleveland or wherever, right? And you go to a school, and then you come from a school where what you were doing was great. You had straight A's, etc., etc. You get into this different space, different ways of how people understand and read things, how you interpret things from your lens. You are not prepared. It's a grand shock that happens to a lot of students. They get depressed. They don't feel like they belong. And next thing you know, they're out that first semester. Man, I had to go back home. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Home
turn
sick,
into
they call it.
Candace Owens was talking about that, how she flunked out. Because it's a
just-
different world from where you come
There you
from.
go. It's not for everybody, and it takes a lot. When I first went to, I'll never forget it. I went to college my first semester, first 2 weeks. Homeboy pulled me in the room and said, "Anthony, you just I don't think you're gonna make it. I don't think you're gonna make it." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so when I walked across the aisle, when I graduated or whatever, like I just looked at him and I said, I did pretty good for somebody who didn't make it. And I went on and went to school after that and all, but it's a different space in a different place. He didn't know me. He just knew I was black. Knew that I didn't care about his class, which was very true because who cares? It wasn't gonna do me anything. I had to take that class as a freshman. I didn't care about that class. But he took that as I'm not being ready for whatever because of that reason. And he was supposed to be, like, was it like a mentor or whatever that they call? Yeah,
mentee.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that's one of the things. 42% of students, quietly going, like it's actually a decrease for young men, and the lion's share of that 42% are white men in that group, and for those reasons, because there's no reason to do all that.
It's crazy.
Well, that's all I got with the immigration stuff, because then we're gonna talk about let's talk about TSA. We're gonna go into actions and aftermath real quick. Let's talk about TSA. Let's talk about these flights. All right, y'all. Can y'all see it okay? Yeah, I think y'all can. Okay. That's what the line's looking at.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Atlanta Airport at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is where TSA check-in is started at. By baggage claim. You have to go through all the way in the back.
That's crazy.
Started all the way back here.
So why is that? Well, there is a Department of Homeland Security bill that the Republicans and the Democrats are at a standstill on. And even today, so I got a video for today, even in today's date, they still over here fighting to the end. Let's check that out real quick.
Washington, I'm Morgan Stevens. The shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security showing no signs of ending after another failed vote in the Senate. And the impact is starting to hit travelers with long lines and call-outs surging. The shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security now entering its 6th week.
TSA is reaching a boiling point. We need to reopen it as quickly as possible. That is what Senate Democrats are intent on doing.
Today, the department is not fully funded. It is not funded at all because of the Democrats.
This comes after a group of bipartisan lawmakers met with border czar Tom Homan on Thursday behind closed doors, showing potential signs of progress and negotiations. The impacts are spreading. TSA is affected by the funding pause, leading to delays.
So there's three, I'm gonna pop in here. There's three different bills. The Shutdown Fairness Act, there's Keep America Flying, and the aviation funding. Those three areas. Those three areas are affecting the ability for TSA to get paid. Piece of that is that since TSA and flights and aviation is under the Department of Homeland Security, there are components of ICE and some reform that Democrats want that is not a part of the bill. And they're saying it's not going to happen. We're not going to fund anything until you start bringing back some of this ICE stuff that you've done. And so that's the holdup here. So as we look at this, this is real. This is what's going on in the airport. Folks are not getting paid. So if you thought TSA was on some trash before, baby, I want no smoke with a TSA who ain't got no checks.
And hour security waits for flyers at many U.S. airports.
Check your boarding badges, guys.
According to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, 10% of TSA employees are now calling out sick, 5 times the normal rate. He warned more chaos may be on the way.
Oh, yeah.
The TSA agents missed a partial payment. Last Friday, they missed a full payment. As we get into next week, Becky, and they're about to miss another payment, this is going to look like child's play, what's happening right now.
DHS echoed Duffy in a post on X Friday, writing, the Democrats' DHS shutdown has already cost our economy $2.5 billion. This loss only takes into account the direct impact of the shutdown, including lost paychecks. But the blow will only get worse as security lines get longer and hundreds more flights are delayed or canceled. With no off-ramp in sight, senators voted this week to give up their airport fast-track privileges. If the House agrees, they could soon be dealing with the same long lines as everyone else. In Washington,
Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all going to work if you ain't getting no check?
Well, they forced into that, but yeah. I was just looking over there. I was just like, is it just one line, or do they still got clear going on, or pre-check? I mean, or it just don't matter. It's just check in. That's what I want to know. Because right now, that extra $200 or whatever it is sound pretty good right now. If you can get into that other line, which probably still gonna be a long one. But yeah, that is a nightmare.
Some people here, y'all keep talking about. Some people gave some tips in that X that I showed, and then I also have an alternative that I would like to share with the people, so y'all can see. So, someone did ask, "Is there any way for clear, closed? Pre-checked is easy, no wait." But they said clear is closed. Clear line.
Okay, so yeah, so if you can get. Now I know people don't like to spring for it, but if you travel more than a couple times a year, pre-check and clear is probably your best route. Now this is only for people that's watching the show, because I don't like to give out the game, but you need one or the other to give you options when you going into these flights. That's
3
it.
hours early, you still missed their flight. So I wanted to give one tip.
That's like taking a Greyhound or something. That's what
Right.
this gets relegated.
We gonna walk. We gonna walk. Taking too damn long.
Yeah. And then you want to be in there, and then that high ass airport food where you paying $10 for a Dunkin' Donut sandwich. Egg and cheese sandwich is $10 or whatever. Chipotle is $30 because it's the airplane that airport tax that you get put on there.
But I wanted to do something, not just complain about it. I wanted to give some. There's 20 airports that don't even use TSA. So if you want to avoid the travel chaos, they outsource this to an outside company to do it. They don't. TSA don't do it. So these are the airports there that you can look at if it would come up for me. Why is it not letting me do it now? Because it did before. All right, it's not being my friend now. It literally just came up for me, and I don't know why it's doing that. But let me try one more time. But yeah, there's about, I think it said it was 20 of them. I'm gonna try one more time, y'all. We're gonna try it one more time. If not, I will read them off to y'all because it's gonna come up in my Apple News. But alternatively, you could go to these other airports and you shouldn't have those kind of problems.
It's not going to be a international airport, I'm assuming.
Well, no, it's not true. Atlantic City International Airport. So they outsource it. So it's just not
Atlantic
TSA.
City.
They don't get paid that way. The security is private
New
security.
Jersey?
New Jersey. So then you got Charles M. Schultz, which is in California, Sonoma County. You got Montana, got quite a few. In Montana and New York, the Greater Rochester International Airport. That's a smaller, probably, airport. Another one in Montana.
Rochester, New York. Yeah, I mean,
Kansas City International Airport. So Kansas City.
I actually like that airport. That's a good one.
Yeah, it was really nice. I've been there too. Orlando, Sanford International Airport, Florida. They got one. New Hampshire, Portsmouth, Punta Gorda Airport in Florida. New Mexico, Roswell International, San Francisco International, Sarasota, Bradenton International, Florida. Another one, Montana, South Dakota, Mississippi has an airport in there, and the rest of them are Montana. But it says that the two on the list that have limited commercial operations is San Francisco and Kansas City. So that'll be SFO and MCI. Those two are the ones that have limited commercial operations. So you might not be able to do that as easy. But Kansas City, that's like a newer airport. It's actually nice. It's real digital. It's fire.
Kansas City.
It's an alternative. So you don't have to do that. You can also, do those things and check out.
You gotta make it there first. So if you come in, you gotta drive there to then fly somewhere else.
I also was looking. I didn't want to share with the people because I wanted to make sure it wasn't scammy. But there's another private. There's like a private one that you can do. It's a private plane that you can go on. But I hear that it's scammy, so I don't want to share.
What she talking about? All of this bourgeoisie.
No. It's a membership.
So
you
pay
private. No, look, it was private.
My
Listen,
OF.
it's a member.
We'll get
no. So it's $3,000 for a year for your party of people. So you pay $3,000 and you got to find the flights. The problem is flying where you want to go. They fly international, but you basically gotta catch the flight. It's almost like a what do they call them?
My man said double. That's a pillow and a breakfast.
Oh no, not LaGuardia. I'm good.
Yeah, LaGuardia.
Oh no, I'm good. I fly around.
Charlotte is bad in my opinion. I don't care for Newark, in my opinion. Atlanta was also not very good for me when I went through there. I like Colorado. So was it Denver is good. What else was fast? Is like O'Hare is like hit or miss, like, but not my favorite because like your connections are always off. But let's see, one membership fee of $3,000 covers the cost of all your possible flights and passengers for the entire year. That's it. Yeah, this sounds like what do you call that? Where you go and they scam you about timeshares.
There you go. That's what I was trying to. That's on top of the tip of my tongue.
This look like timeshare.
So it is. It's similar. It's similar to timeshare. And so people reviews on this. I was looking at this before, like earlier today.
Yeah.
The reviews have been
Because jet fuel costs too much money to think you know. Because if
you catch it, they said it's fire, but it's hard to catch where you want to go and then it's going because they cancel often. So
I bet they do.
I can see that.
Right. Like shit, we ain't going there. We going from
Detroit to wherever.
Detroit to somewhere else in Michigan. That's what we doing. If you want to take this 10-minute flight, that's on you. We going to Ann Arbor.
We balling for 10 minutes.
Yep. So the last thing we're gonna talk about, y'all, is we're gonna end with our drip to drip out with a little bit of knowledge. I went into LinkedIn.
You can't put OF on LinkedIn now.
Wow.
So I heard.
Wow.
Look like she ready for OF right here.
She gonna need to. She got $250,000 in debt and ain't got in a way to get no job to pay that back. So they're gonna give some tips on certain things that you can. There you go.
Face to face, but we do.
Girl, you want
Fault thinking that paying $250K for a degree like this is gonna get you hired. And as
for a communications
I majored in one of 4 degrees that my parents knew were gonna be lucrative. And so even though I put myself through college, I was able to pay off my student loan. But Nicole, lucky for you, comms majors do get very lucrative jobs. The problem is a lot of comms majors don't know where to look or think that they're screwed, and they take the first job that they get.
So you're about to get into some tips that if you have a degree and you're struggling to get into your field, here's some things that you can do to enhance the degree that you paid all that money for. I thought this was cool. So I wanted to know something positive. Shout out to my immigrant brother over there dropping some of that drip. Let me stop.
Let me show you how. The first thing you want to do is look up your school on LinkedIn. Go onto the alumni tab and filter for your major. Nicole, this is really important because these are the people.
Why you talking to Nicole?
These people serve as examples of type of.
He trying to speak game, man.
Of choosing what career path you want to go down. Take a look at this person's career. Pretty impressive. This person went a different route, nonetheless successful. This person here took another route. Now that you know the type of jobs that you can go for, it's not enough for you to just simply apply in 2026. You have to network. So this is the kind of message you're gonna send. Go on to Network AI, click on this button here, click on the cold emailing button.
So he's showing you how to network. Message.
He ain't networking. He's showing you how to cold call people and beg.
Whatever. Listen, the way that I saw people on LinkedIn with no job for the past 2 years, they better go and watch this video.
Type in their first name, last name, the company domain, and click generate. It'll find her.
The thing is that you're not even doing it. Like you going through.
And to make it like easier, we'll automatically create a subject line and body text just so you don't have to think about creating an email and send messages on LinkedIn. Nicole, I believe in you.
So now it's teaching you how to spam people that's in your alumni network. And guess what's gonna happen? Nobody's gonna answer these anymore. Because it's disingenuous. Because you over here sending email blasts out just to people that supposedly in your network.
That's it.
You know, I done graduated from college years and years ago. You think somebody hey, I wanted to. Okay, I don't know you in particular. I don't even know if you really went to the school that I went to. So now I gotta take my time, go through the background. Call you, talk to you to see if you an asshole or not. That I'm gonna put my name on anything for your ass. No.
If I even care to do that in the midst of all the other emails I've already been getting.
Right.
Don't even get to it. In the comment. I can't with you, Joe. Stop it, Joe.
All right, somebody drop some LinkedIn drip in the comments with all this spamming that people trying to get off.
Right.
Like I understand where you are coming from, but does that count as a connection? You got people that you went to school with, ain't a connection.
He was just saying specifically in your actual field. I've had somebody here, story time, boom. I once worked for an employer that people really, really like. And so it's exclusive to work there. I'm minding my business. And
OF is that exclusive?
Stop. And somebody slid into my messages and was like, hey, I have an interview there. Can you help me? you find me anyways? Like, I don't have you like a second or third connection. The boldness of even asking me. I ain't answering. I waited like a couple days, maybe a week later. I was like, hey, how that interview go? Oh, I ain't get the job. Oh, that's crazy. Well, let me know if you need any feedback.
You better
that
than
was
me.
kind of assholish, I guess. Well, how you
Nah,
go
but
about it.
the thing is, I don't know. So hold on, I'll give you another story. Somebody slid in.
Let me show
my
you how
message-
much of
But
an
look
asshole I
though,
am.
somebody
even
else
deeper,
slid in
though.
my messages, but they asked me differently. They were trying to get into an industry that I've worked in before, and I had made a post about something. And so they asked me, like, hey, do you know anybody, or is there any tips you would give? So yeah, I was happy to help them by the way that they came at me. But you sliding in, asking me about how you gonna interview. I don't know you, but you just asking me tips in general. And plus you going for an intern position. Like, I'm not mad at that. But you got a whole career? I don't know you. So, anyways, yes, I hear you on a cold email, but that intern, for example, I hope they ended up getting the job. I didn't work at the place that they were looking to go to, but I was in that industry, and they were nice enough to just ask some questions. Sometimes closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes unclosed mouths still don't get fed. Just depends. It just cold call, I guess. Moral of the story, works sometimes, sometimes it don't. Y'all know, y'all men, y'all shoot y'all shot at women all the time back in the day that it didn't matter. You might as well ask, right?
I never had a problem sliding in position.
What?
And I was never Shaq with my free throws. You know, I was Steph Curry.
But still, like, you're gonna miss 100%
shots you don't
of the
take.
shots you don't take. Yeah, so like, I can't be mad at that. Like, if y'all was out on the street and you saw somebody was bad to you, would be like, hey, what's up? If you don't say, hey, what's up, then she gone.
I'm funny, so I could shut up, Dan.
So I don't mind that. I mean, they just shooting their shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't shoot. Why you come so hard on me like that, man? Why you going at me?
Pause.
Like that, yeah, pause. Why you going hard on me like that? Why you going so
She did
hard?
that one to herself, and it be on your feet. Apparently,
that was so good. That was so good.
Why me? Like, why?
That's what she said.
I can't say nothing. I can't stand y'all.
But no, I feel where you coming from, sister. Though I mean, you do miss you missed 100% shots you don't take. So I mean, hey, go for it.
Especially in this job market, 2 years of no job, you might as well go ahead and cold email everybody, somebody, grandma, everybody.
I agree with that. When you in that space,
I just hate those blasts.
Go back to school and some more shit. Like you might as well go ahead and be ready to lay some bricks, because like you could have had a whole nother system going on by then. That's a long time to. And I mean, it's mental health concerns that start going into that. You start thinking differently about everything, try to be concerned about, like, what is it about me? What am I doing wrong?
It like ain't you. The job market is rough. And like we said, they're recycling jobs. Like, please don't think it's you.
Yeah, you just better go learn how to do some roofing, especially with all these women. Women outnumber men and owning homes right now. You better learn how to be a plumber.
Yeah, handyman game is look, people, it's men out here that can't change a damn tire.
Crazy.
We'll just say
right.
That. You
Or don't want to break their nails.
You get your own tow truck. You in there. You go around just changing flats all day.
I don't know how.
$100 a tire. Guess what? You got $1,200 a day. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Putting a donut on. You're not even putting a tire on. You putting a donut on, and they gonna hobble their ass over to the tire spot.
Right.
That's where we are today. That is how.
That's crazy. Y'all waiting for AAA is crazy.
Yeah,
and a boyfriend sitting in the car. He's sitting in the car holding his purse, talking about some. Is he done yet? Because I can't mess up my manicure.
Y'all waiting for AAA is crazy.
Soft life.
I know them Triple Eight and them tow truck drivers be looking at crazy.
Wait for Triple A for a jump, and that's it.
Like, you want to get out and see how to do this shit? Like, nah, I'm good. All right, then.
Like, baby, you gonna come ride a truck with me? You gonna ride with a real man? Because I don't know what's going on with this.
Absolutely crazy.
So that's all I got for y'all tonight. That's all we got for the drip. Anything else for y'all tonight? Y'all want to add before we get up out of here?
I am silent, but will say this. I am celebrating 20 years of marriage this weekend. So
congratulations.
Me and Honey Bunny is going to be out and about. I'm about to go shoot some guns, eat some nice cuisines. We're taking it back to the essence. I don't know about you all, but my ideal courting a woman is taking her to the gun range on Valentine's Day. I don't know. I'm a little different. So we're going to have a good time, though. We're having a real good time. Thank you all for tuning in. Love is love.
Oh, man.
Love is definitely love.
So it's been that. Congratulations.
Yeah, my guy was there. My man was there. Cassius Clay held me down that day when I was like, listen, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, man, let go of them hoes. You got a good one. I said, you right, brother. And we did it. You understand me? It was a beautiful day. There was a lot of sad people out there, you know. I had to do what's right for me. I was like Ginger in Casino, you know. I gotta do what's right for me. I gotta protect my future. All jokes. I've been with my wife since high school.
Shout out to Plain Dame out there with the love going and flowing. Love to hear it. Love to hear of a married couple.
And I'm sure my sister Jim Jones with her OF is gonna get her sponsored.
You know what? We getting out of here. I'm your co-host, Jim Jones. Along with me is the biggest comedian, Plain_Dame. We're here every Friday night, dripping about 11:30 EST. Times don't be messing us up sometimes. But we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next Friday. Shout out to Cassius Pay producing in the background. We appreciate you. Shout out to Joe coming through with the comments and the engagement.
My dog.
We appreciate you. Shout out to the new people. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button before you get out of here. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Tell 2 people you like and someone you don't. Promise you won't regret that. So we'll see y'all again next Friday for our Daily Drip Show.
Peace.
You ain't do a pose.
All right. Ben Sullivan, come holler at us again next week, sir. Can I be a mod? I saw that. Yes, sir. Selling you the same quick fix, then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips. Union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick.
These comments have me cracking up.
Crazy.
No, don't do that to me.
You trying to tell us something about
city lights, close shadows dance. Jim and Dame got the vibe, got the stance. Cash is paid, bring the bass, make it last. Drip, drop, drip, drop, smooth as glass. Late night, whispers in the air. Feel the rhythm already there. Drip, drop, our daily flow. Drip, drip, Jim and Dame, you already know. Drip, drop, watch the city glow. One more time, let's take